I'm starting to get into this Christmas spirit a little bit. Okay, but pump the brakes. Y'all, it is November 9th, and apparently I did not get the memo that we were starting Christmas early this year because on Facebook and all across my feeds, the day after Halloween, people were like, Yay, I'm getting ready to decorate. And I was like, where do they do that at? Like in my family, we always decorated the day after Thanksgiving, not the day after Halloween. I mean, like I thought that that was All Saints Day. I thought folks were celebrating Dia de los Muertos. We putting Christmas decorations now? Okay, but you know what? Netflix said, I'm gonna make a believer out of you. And so they gave us Let It Snow, which I'm gonna call Love Actually, the YA edition. So let's get into this. Hey guys, it's Quana back again with another review. Happy weekend. If you are a teacher, happy 3-day weekend, living your best life, enjoying the fact that there's no school on Monday, enjoying the fact that you probably got to stay at home with your kids, but you're going to make the best of it. So, Netflix is here for you, and they have just dropped Let It Snow, which we are officially going to call Love Actually, the YA edition. It stars Karen Shipka. I can never say that child's name. What's the child's name? Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the new one, the evil Sabrina, not the cute Sabrina from back in the day. Kiernan Shipka, yeah, I was right about that. It's got Isabella Merced, Liv Hewson, a bunch of people I don't know. But what made me excited, my 30-something-year-old self, was Joan Cusack and also Shamik Moore, which we know as the Black Spider-Man. I thought it was kind of cute that you had the guy who did the voice of Miles Morales and also the guy who played Spider-Man's best friend in the what's the boy's name? It's not Andrew Garfield. It's the other one. Tom. What's the boy's name? You know what I'm talking about. The new Spider-Man. Anyhow, you had them together. So you had like Spider-Man's best friend and then you had the Black Spider-Man. And it was a little community. So anyhow, before we get started with the review and the recap, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, give your girl some love, show me some affection, because I'm out here on a Saturday during nap time making a video for you. Why? Because we love you. MOUSC. Okay, I'm done. I'm done tripping. Okay, so anyhow, Let It Snow is a YA holiday movie that is on Netflix. It just dropped on Friday, and it's basically about the Christmas season in this small community. And it's got, I'll make sure I get my facts straight, how many couples were in here. It's got Stuart and Julie, so that's one couple. Duke and Tobin, which is another couple. Dory and Carrie, which is a third couple. Addie and her boyfriend Jeb, which is a fourth couple. Keon, kind of couple, but not because his girlfriend never showed up. So basically, it's about 5 young people trying to make love work for them in this small community that is covered with snow. And there's a little nod to Christmas, but it was definitely like set in a way where it could have just been someplace that was like winter all the time. So anyhow, you have this guy Stewart, played by Shamik Moore. He plays a pop star whose train gets stranded, and so he meets this girl who is getting ready to graduate from high school. She's gotten into Columbia, but she lives in this small town, and so basically it's like big fish, small pond, and he has a perfect day in paradise with her, but she can't go to college because her mom is sick and she has to stay and take care of her mom and her grandpa. And she gets to see that he is a real person. I love the fact that there was literally nothing like snaky or swarmy about him. He was just a really good guy who had made it big. He was a little flat in terms of like character development, but it was just nice to see him portraying a good guy. He does typically play good guy characters, Shamik Moore, and I'm glad to see his star is rising all the more, and he's breaking out both in front of the camera as well as behind. He's also a musician as well, so there was a song that they did for the movie that he played, and I was like, oh, that's cute. I hope that that becomes like a little Christmas classic. I haven't actually listened to it as a standalone, but it sounded good for the movie. Um, and I thought the chemistry between him and Isabelle Merced, hopefully I'm saying her name right, I thought their chemistry was really good. And honestly, the movie could have just been about them, and I would have been completely fine with it. But it wasn't, because we also got Duke and Tobin. So Duke and Tobin have been best friends their whole lives. They've grown up together. Duke is this tomboy character. Tobin has now fallen in love with her after all of these years. And he's kind of a complete dork. Like, he's shaving his nipple hair and cuts himself and is bleeding throughout the whole thing, which I just kept thinking, put a band-aid on your nipple and it'll stop bleeding, and then change your shirt and put on a shirt that doesn't have nipple blood on it. But I mean, I guess it was supposed to be like jokey and something that young people would do. I don't know. I'm not young anymore, although, you know, they say I still got it. Hey! Anyhow, I digress. And so they're supposed to be going to this party. Duke invites them to go party with this guy named JP. I can't remember if it was JP or JB. And I just kept thinking that it was very close to JP, who's this college guy, very zen, very cool model guy. And it seems like Duke is in like with him, and so Tobin is constantly trying to impress her and realizes that maybe he doesn't have a shot with her at all. They go through this weird car chase where they've stolen a keg from these like Bash Brother type guys who are like, you know, classic frat boys, which I kept trying to figure out. This was a small town. What are all these like college kids doing hanging out in this small town? Because it didn't seem like small town, you know, Greenville, North Carolina, where ECU is, or something. It didn't seem like small 500 people live in this town kind of small town, if you get my drift. But anyhow, they had a hockey scene and everything that you would expect in this kind of a movie, and so it was really cute. Then you had Keon, who is Spider-Man's best friend and Spider-Man Far From Home, and the other Spider-Man, and I'm not sure how I'm feeling with him being bald, but you know, it's his head, you know, what do I know? And he works at this Waffle House type establishment called Waffle Town, but the W has fallen off the sign, so it's Awful Town. And you know, they kind of play on that the entire film. And he wants to throw this party, but his parents come back home and he can't. And so he wants to throw this party in order to impress this girl. He eventually, you know, decides to have it at the Waffle Town. So he's got to get people there. He's got to get a keg there. You know, he's got to make this a good time, and he's trying to procure all these things. He's kind of in the backdrop the whole movie. I really feel like they didn't play up his comedic chops as much as they do in the Marvel franchises. Maybe that was on purpose. Maybe he didn't have very long to film between movies. But I did feel like he was underused. So you have these two best friends in the movie that are girls, and I am like looking at my phone because I can't remember names. I was like in and out of consciousness while I was watching this, which was not good. Addie and Dory. So Dory is like this girl. She kind of puts you in the mindset of the girl who plays Barb from Stranger Things, but like smaller. And not bad looking, but just average. She's lesbian. She's in love with this cheerleader, which, you know, obviously like my radar was going off, and I was just like, girl, are you sure that she likes you the way that you like her? And she and her best friend are obsessed with pigs. So she wants to buy her best friend a pig for Christmas, but her best friend can't be bothered because she's obsessed with wondering what her boyfriend is doing and why is he not texting her back. So the best friend spends the whole entire movie searching for this boyfriend and like basically having a horrible day. And she meets Joan Cusack, who drives her around and basically teaches her the importance of like loving herself and believing in herself and not being dependent on a man, which I think was a nice way because it's a movie based on a book. I have not read the book yet, but it's going to be on my to-do list now for the season so I can read it for my booktube channel. But it was a nice way to get that message into young people because you have these very romantically centric storylines. So at least you have one storyline where the character just learns to love themselves and be okay with not having love. And I think that's kind of what they did with Keon's character, although I kind of wish they hadn't, because stereotypically he doesn't make the mold of a person who finds romance in these types of movies. So I would have much rather he had gotten the romantic experience and given the non-romantic experience to a different character. I digress. So eventually she comes to realize that she has been um, being not a good friend to her girl Dory, and Dory has like low-key kind of cussed her out. Now Dory is in love with the cheerleader who shows up at Awful Town with her cheerleading friends and is icing her out. And I kept thinking the whole movie, well, duh, old girl probably isn't out of the closet, and you're like trying to proclaim your love and devotion to her in front of her girlfriends, and she's not trying to do that. And of course, that ended up being the storyline. Um, did I mention spoiler alert? Because I'm just telling the whole movie. You're gonna watch it anyway. It was good. It was decent. It was a watch again. So anyway, at the end of it, they all end up at Awful Town together, and it's a good time. There's a cute little party sequence, and like I said, it definitely feels like Love Actually. What was that? Was it Love New York? But just all of those films where it's a collection of anthology-based stories where all the characters are connected in some way and then they come together at the end. It was very cute. I thought it was very well done. Apparently it has, as of yesterday, it had a 71% on Rotten Tomatoes. I definitely would give it a watch again and definitely say like out of a 5, I definitely would give it like a 3.5, 4 because it wasn't bad. I didn't hate it. It could have leaned a little heavily or a little bit more heavily on like the Christmas aura so that it would make me want to watch it again, like on my, 25 days of Christmas movie watching spree. But it certainly is a better version of some of the Christmas movies that come out around this time of year. Looking at you, Hallmark. Looking at you. So yeah, it was decent. It definitely was a watch again. So I hope you guys take a peek this weekend. I know here it's going to be chilly, and if you have a 3-day weekend, it's a great movie to get you some hot chocolate. And that was my lip gloss falling onto the floor and rolling underneath the couch. And so that says to me, it is time to go. Until next time, guys, do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up. Please hit the like, subscribe to my channel. Tell me if you've seen the movie already. Did you enjoy it? As someone not of this demographic anymore, although I like to somewhat stay in the know for the young people I work with, I did enjoy this. I definitely think if you're going to watch Love Actually, then you watch this, or vice versa. You just have a Love Actually, Let It Snow package together. So I guess officially November 9th, we're now getting into the Christmas spirit. So have you decorated your house yet? I guess I'm going to have to go ahead and bring the tree back out and get ready because the Christmas movies are coming. So we're going to listen to a little bit more Boys to Men, and we're going to let it snow. Until next time, toodles!